Hey guys. Hey guys, welcome back to Rika Knows. I am deciding that I'm going to start doing our readings. Hello, hello. I'm going to start doing our readings like this because then you guys get to hear me and we can kind of get straight to the messages. Of course, I always clear the field before we start anything off, but I'll do it for you guys just so you can see me like the sage. Clear the space out for ourselves and the collective, just so that we can make sure that we have the best messages that are for our protection and for our own covering. It's so popular it won't even light itself because I already did this, but I'm trying to get my spirit guides to know that I'm willing to do it for you guys. Okay, we got a little action. We're gonna clear the deck. And guys, we have the amethyst being here, really strong today. Ask the spirit, give us advice. So what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna start at the spiritual. We're gonna start in the ethereal. Then we're gonna bring it down to the physical, and then from there we're gonna ask maybe some love questions. And of course, you guys know I love to leave with advice. I feel like this should take really fast, at least 15 minutes. So if you have time, let's just don't forget to like the video. All right, guys. So this is gonna be for our Capricorns, and as you guys know, I don't pick the cards. The cards actually just fall out on themselves. It just makes it more real. I love that for us. Alright, so let's get to it. Thank you so much. First card that we have is the White Witch. Be the light, Capricorn. Then we have trust in higher forces right there in the middle of your reading. And set your sights higher. So guys, immediately Capricorn, the first thing I hear is that I need you to think big, bitch. All right, let's get this energy out the way. So I definitely feel like some of the Capricorns that I'm speaking to have definitely been in a mode of retreating and recharging, trying to figure out themselves and trying to get their lives together. I feel like you guys are recognizing what you have been spending your time on and realizing that maybe it might be time for you to think a little bit bigger. Something here about a home somebody's thinking about moving into, but it's like divine timing is definitely something that you're having to be aware of at this moment. It seems like some of you guys have some old way, like old wisdom, and I feel like whoever I'm talking to, you haven't might not have been using it. So the White Witch is here to remind you that you do need to take note of your intuitive thoughts. It's something here about maybe you might be seeing synchronicities, like 1212 might be something I'm seeing in my head. I'm also seeing like 221, 222 could also be one. But either way, you guys are unveiling some gifts that you have, and it's like the spirit guys is trying to work with you. It could be that you guys might have discovered you have a gift and you wanted to use it immediately, but it didn't work out like that because spirit is definitely wanting you to hold the space for your new talents and to become a little bit better at them before you go ahead and, do something else. Someone here also needs to protect themselves with a lot of protective energy. It seems like maybe you might be targeted right now by people who feel like they want to be like you, or people who've been watching you from afar. They've been watching you create, and even though you might feel like you're not at your best right now, they are showing me that you are. Um, Moonstone might be very important for you at this time as well, Capricorn. But either way, what I'm seeing here is that there is a need for you to just continue to keep motivated and rest and wait on the right time for things to kind of like move together. There's a need here for you to feel a little bit more loved and comforted with the things around you. Getting out in nature might be really good for you at this time, Capricorn, because it seems like you guys just really need to talk to the ethers. That's really what I'm understanding here is that your spirit guides are bringing you to another level. They're wanting you to set your sights higher and just kind of like trust them a little bit more for whatever this is that you're about to do. So that's what I have for you going on in the spiritual world. They're just trying to connect you to your newest powers. So that's a really good thing to start off with. Let's keep going. I do want to just bring it down to the regular. I say regular, but ain't nothing regular about what we do now, is there? Let's bring it down to the physical and see what's going on for our Capricorns as a soul. I'm in a big mood. We have one card so far for the physical. We have partnerships and alliances. So maybe you realize there was some deception or something like that in your alliances that you were having with some people. You're having to move on from it because you have to emotionally detach from this person, Capricorn. I feel like also maybe this could be a warning for a Capricorn right now because this is Sun Moon Rising. Maybe you're having a problem to attach with people emotionally right now in this at this part of your life because you are evolving, right? So you can't blame yourself for not being able to say the right words or be the one that people feel like they can depend on you because it feels like I feel like you're trying to figure out yourself. So it's like, how do you want me? How do you hit for the club? You can't even get in. What? All right, so we have 3, 6, and 6. The last one we have material and spiritual prosperity. So Capricorn, I feel like what's happening to you right now is that you're walking towards your own magnificence. You're walking towards your own manifestation because it seems like whoever you were working with, you see you were a 3 when you were working with them. So even though you had twice the amount of people, you weren't getting twice the amount of production. It seems like whoever you were working with was keeping you behind and it wasn't giving you enough of a moment to find balance in between what you needed to create for yourself. So I feel like by walking away, you realize, look at this. This guy has a watch in his hand too, just the same way that the time was there. And I don't take anything for coincidence. So Capricorn, it seems like it was about time for you to walk away. The divine guided you to leave the situation alone. And now that you're sitting here having time to balance out whatever it is that you want, they are hoping that you stand your ground and realize that you can overcome any type of emotional barrier. Because I feel like this is a lot about emotional detachment. But you are going to be triumphant. You just have to continue to speak your truth and not allow others to try to wrap you up into like what is considered a good time. Because I feel like that's what you're really fighting is a good time. And then whoever this was, the partnership, it was like y'all was real cool. So it's like, it was somebody that you felt like was going to last the long haul. It took a lot in you to face your fears and trust your intuition when it comes to building up this new battle of hope and believing that you can do it on your own. But Spirit is saying that you definitely can. So continue to choose wisely to avoid the type of they're not saying deception, but there was some type of like something that you lied, but it's not too good for you. A little bit of temptation. And so, because you were dealing with temptation, it was a little bit harder for you to use your throat chakra and speak up, so you kind of felt trapped. But there's something here about learning how to sacrifice your needs to be able to move forward. And Capricorn, I feel like it's really going to work out for you because I see you triumph 2 times here. So, let's see what's going on with our Capricorns when it comes to love. Because in the physical, we have you walking away from the situation. So, congrats. And if you're thinking about walking away, well, now you know what's going to happen. You're going to fill up your what is it, the word I'm looking for? You're going to fill up your box way faster once you leave the situation alone. Let's see what's going on for love, and then we're going to get into the tarot for our Capricorns. So for love, we have being lighthearted, finding things out, things coming to light. Okay, so what? They was trying to hide this from you, Capricorn? Huh? Or maybe you've been dating someone and then you're realizing like some of their habits is just not what you thought it was, and so you're realizing that maybe you shouldn't be there. Nope, don't give them no more second chances. I'm also hearing that as well because whatever you're finding out is deal breakers. And Capricorn, they're asking that you respect yourself. Respect yourself. If this is the plan that you made for yourself and you realize that this person is not what you want them to be, respect yourself. Walk away from it. What else do you have for love when it comes to Capricorn, please? I don't want to take that as too many. You are in separation, though. I did see that. Here we go. Not enough. See, once again, these are just somebody here has been gaslighting, not showing their true persona, not really showing you what they were feeling or what they were thinking. And so now you're definitely being encouraged to walk away. We feel like you're being frustrated, and it's definitely a lot of self-sabotage that was happening in the situation because it was like this person might not have been meeting you halfway, and so you were giving them a lot and then becoming frustrated in the relationship, but then trying to see them and feeling like maybe it's not their fault. So you were just like, okay, well, I can help this person to become better, but what? It's not your job, Capricorn. So what can you expect in the end with the love situation? Unconditional love, giving and accepting affection, falling in love. This is you learning to love yourself more. Okay, have faith that something else better is coming out here for you. That's what I definitely see. If you can center yourself and figure out what you love the most, then before you know it, you'll be actually blessed in ways that you can't explain. But right now, it's first having to walk away from whatever it is that you need to heal from, because you can't grow in the same place that you were hurt, right? So, Capricorn, don't be afraid to walk away. It's okay. Nobody's going to be mad at you. Nobody's going to be upset. And this person definitely needs to learn how to be independent. So it's time for you to let that go, okay? Don't be worried too much about how they're going to figure it out, because your job on this planet this time is to figure out yourself, right? And of course, you guys, I want to leave some advice. I was going to get into some tarot. What? How far are we? Okay, we had 10 minutes. I guess we can get into some tarot for our Capricorns. Why not? Just to get into y'all business just a little bit. I love this part. So let's see what it says. I'm looking for the tarot deck, guys. We're going to be using the Queer Tarot because I just love the way that they drew the pictures here. So let's go ahead and see what's going on for our Capricorns and their advice, please. Oh, my deck is upside down. I'm like, why does it feel like that while I'm shuffling? Guys, the decks talk to you. They're like, no. Alright, so what do you have to say for our Capricorns? Please make this reading concise, very clear, for their highest good. Thank you so much, Spirit. You guys want me to take this one? Okay, thank you. High Priestess at the bottom. So, Capricorn, this is about those intuitive messages that you already know, right? These things that you have been avoiding, trying to find out. So we have the Eight of Swords here, we have the Eight of Cups, and then we also have the Justice card. This is all more energy of you just walking away, because this thing kept you stuck. It made you feel stuck. Then you realize that it's time for you to walk away from feeling stuck, because it's justice, because you knew. The High Priestess is here telling you over and over again that you knew you was getting to the situation that was no longer good for you. Can you clarify this Eight of Swords, please, with the tarot, please? Yeah, the Moon card. This person made your emotions feel like they weren't warranted. The Emperor here, so maybe you trusted this person's advice over your own thoughts. And the Hangman is here because you're needing to figure out your own train of thought, your own train of mind, because it's like you allow this person to overshadow you. And in a way, it's kind of what you needed, though, because it brought you to this divine timing where you're going to be able to balance yourself out. Well, what do we have here with the Eight of Cups? Coming out. So when you're walking away from this situation, you see that it was a tower, right? So when you're walking away from this situation, the tower with the lovers, you're walking away from this situation, not because you wanted to, but because you were kind of forced to. And it almost feels like as if you were living with this person, your finances, you feel like might be affected, because the Queen of Swords is also here. But what I'm understanding is that you do have the power. You see the rainbow in the background. You do have the power to support yourself and have happiness for yourself. You just have to trust that, right? And somebody here is also might be thinking of getting your hair done. Go ahead, because it's gonna be the way that you fall in love with yourself. So justice here is gonna be spending time with your friends and family and kind of figuring out your own stability by yourself. Maybe learning a new way for you to have stability is the biggest thing here. I feel like you guys might be dealing with some of the mutual friends that were between you and this lover. Spirit is saying that in those mutual friends, you will find the comfort that you need. And remember, I said you guys should feel comforted anyway. I'm like feeling like I'm stumbling over my words, because Capricorn, Spirit is asking that you move slow. Don't be in a rush to join this next person. What is this High Priestess? What does the Capricorn know beyond? You know that it was time for you to leave. Queen of Cups. It was time for you to bring your emotions somewhere else. You knew that you wanted emotional fulfillment. You was looking back at this thing like, damn, look at all this time that I spent with this person. But it's time for you to go ahead and catch that bridge and go over to your place of business. Maybe it's time for you to mind your business, in the sense where you've been giving to this person full-heartedly, and Spirit saw that, but they're saying that they're coming to give you reciprocity, and they're coming to give you something that will be equal to what you have to give. So stop giving to this person. Continue to be the Nine of Pentacles, being single, being abundant. Go out there in nature and ground yourself. You see she has no shoes on. They're asking that you go out and kind of become one again, so that way you can realize what is stopping you, what are your fears, and kind of figure out bigger plans. Because I keep hearing, you gotta think bigger, bitch. You gotta think bigger. See it? Set your sights higher. Maybe it could be in the relationships that you have, the people that you draw to. They're asking you to have bigger, what is the word? Have bigger, not expectations, because you know expectations rule in relationships, guys. But they're asking that you guys have just a better view, a better boundaries. Woo! Better boundaries. All right, so what is the advice for our Capricorn before we go ahead and end this? Guys, if you haven't already, if it resonates, please go ahead and like the video. And of course, subscribe so that we can get updates about your own self. What do we have here for our Capricorn advice, please? Thank you. First thing we have is partnership. Allowing healthy partnerships to come into your life with better boundaries, because whatever the situation was, they were definitely mooching off of you. And it's like, you don't deserve that. We also have no more complaining. The spirit is saying, like, when they give you advice and when they give you directions, to just take it, to 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 learn to accept what they're saying to you. And the last thing that we have is attracting and not chasing. Because abundance is something that is yours. Release resentments about money as well. So abundance is something that is yours. You don't need to chase after it. You just need to be and accept when things come towards you when it's not. I feel like once you begin to say no to the things that you should have said no to a long time ago, that's when you'll notice that what you have been looking for will come to you. These partnerships are out there. It says you are receiving help from heaven from a person who brings needed skills and resources. Like I said, you guys are expanding right now on your own intuition and in your own gifts. So just no more complaining about what it looks like while you're having to figure it out. Because a lot of times we get powers while we're being stripped away from things that we thought we needed. And the whole time, Spirit is about to show you that you don't need it. All you need to do is recognize that when something's no longer for you, and then the universe will play its hand with you and make sure that you are covered. All right, guys. So I don't know, like that was some really good advice, but I feel like I just want to leave you guys with one more thing. So I am gonna pull from my Namaste deck. I love this deck because I just feel like it gives the type of peace that one would need to just continue to be productive, right? So let's go ahead and use this Namaste deck. Thank you so much, Spirit. One more for our Capricorns. Boom. So our advice for you is, now is the blessing. It says, life is a timeless moment in the eternal now. You perceive yesterday, today, and tomorrow, but reality, there is only now. Focusing on the past or future keeps you from living fully and receiving life's blessings. Bring your awareness within and you receive a timeless blessing. So now is the blessing, Capricorn. Focusing on what you can control right now. Not back then, not who you'll be with in the future. Then it says, blessed tranquility. Your feelings are surfacing in order to be healed. Woo! I love when Spirit does that. Have faith and know that you are safe. Trust the current waves of emotion shall become a sea of tranquility full of loving and blessings. So guys, you don't need anything else. Spirit is saying just to trust right now. Trust in divine timing. Trust where you're at. Trust walking away from your situation. Trust the tower that brought things away. And no more complaining about when they do things for you that you aren't aware of. Period, Capricorn. I hope that this resonated for you, and I'm going to leave y'all right there. Until next time, we'll see you.